Hello, welcome to this space where I'm tapping into a frequency of somebody in the middle of a predatory environment. So there are multiple energies that you have built up armor, like we're in the spiritual world, okay? And we're literally tapped in. And you have this skeleton version of yourself, this armor, okay? And everything's reversed, but you're protecting yourself, okay? There's so many downloads. But there's a woman energy here that has carried with the camel, okay? So there's a wealth of emotions that have traveled a long distance, okay, through the ether. So women back in 5 BC, okay? So the genetic code of woman is submissive and subservient to like the flow and the rhythm, okay? There's just this feminine energy that has traveled a long way, okay? And has done something where you have offered yourself, okay, to a cult, to jump right in, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes, okay? And we are live. Reality is on and many people are off. Okay, so this predatory environment is important to keep a focus on because there's a lot of timeline jumping going on. So you're being thrusted, okay, thralled, forced, coerced, pressured. This is like work environment / I just heard parental advisory sticker, explicit content. So there's explicit content. Okay, so you could have some sort of content that has explicit evidence. I'm just kind of seeing like proof. Explicit. Okay, women have carried this a long time. So this is something that's been weighing on you, okay? This energy needs to be released. You have somewhere to go. You're traveling, you're moving, you're blossoming, you're flourishing, you're growing. There's a lot to nurture for yourself. This is about you. You are on a mission to be the best you, literally. And we have healer coming out in reverse with what? Engineer at the bottom. So this like cataclysmic de-evolution. So I was just shown that we're going to be given in and out information. Some we can digest, some will be subconscious. Just listen like a student, because if we show up as teachers that we know it all, you won't receive the data. Okay? So it's very important to be tapped into the energy of good energy, like good vibes, because we have always the option to choose, and right now it's a choice you're making, and it is interfering with your integrity, morals, compass, code. We have damsel underneath the engineer, so I'm just seeing this mastermind energy that has put a feminine energy in a corner, and also an agreement that she will be in that corner. She has agreed to be in that corner. So you feel a lot of masculine energy, puppeting, engineering, making decisions. It just doesn't feel like you have a choice. You don't feel like your rights are being valued, respected. So you're feeling very second citizen. Okay? There's a lot of energy here. It's really important to listen because this is going to tear apart the psyche where we understand things like gender and manipulation, because we are in contracts with many, many, many people. And in the spirit world, those contracts, there are humiliation rituals being played out right now. So you could feel humiliated. You could feel dismantled, which is damsel. And this character really attracts this predator. And the predator doesn't necessarily mean evil or bad. Bad with a D. Oh, stabbed in the heart. Stabbed in the heart. Okay, test subject, scientist is all a dream. So we are going to let this free flow and see what else wants to come out, because I have a lot of guidance requested of me to slow it down. So we're going to highlight a little bit of energy you're working with, because there's some perceptional data, like the way you're perceiving possession and infiltration, boundaries, respect, order. Okay, so there's okay. Coward, come forward. Hiding you, won't see you. Okay, there's some songs. What was that song? Slave and Money. Okay, so we are going to go into the hologram of the Matrix visually. So inside of the imagination, you have these goggles, this lens to see into the creative space. So we're going to go into the flow, okay? And we're going to tap into data, because we are computers. We are functioning AI, highly advanced aliens, fairies, and wizards of magical beings, okay? Unicorns. What was there was something about unicorns today. Unicorns, but also magical creatures, okay? There's this fascination this predator has with magical creatures. And you're coming off as something to capture, like a beautiful flower, or I'm going back into time to your ancestors, where you could have been a bloodline of something of mystical nature. And the humanoid, I guess, is what they want me to say, that is strategic and predatory in nature, is after the alien in you, okay? So Lil Wayne's coming to mind. Out of this world, alien nature. Okay. So let's see, out of these, what are we picking up on here? Interesting that came out first. Okay, very powerful. Okay, so this isn't a battle of who is good and who is evil in terms of the separation we currently understand. Things like race or culture, whatever, all the boundaries we've created in the sand. It's important to draw the line, though, in the terms of spirit. So are you in control of your vessel? Are you giving your energy out to something that is toxic, dangerous, harmful, hurtful, whatever, poisonous? So we're really focusing on healing and cleansing deeply in your soul, okay? Because you and I and everyone we're not going to slow down what's coming, okay? Things have to expand. I just feel like I've given birth twice, okay? And I feel like we are in these contractions, these severe birth pains where it just hurts so much. And all you can do is try to not feel pain. You have to try to imagine something else. Like, it's just so unbearable, okay? And it's a pain. It's a deep wound. It's crazy though, because also we need to also clarify things that are polarity, like sun and moon. This all connects. If it jumps around, it's important to just connect the dots, because I'm seeing a feminine womb. It's actually not even a feminine, it's just the womb and the not womb human. Okay? It doesn't matter if the not womb human identifies as feminine, because that just isn't the important part. It's the womb. So the womb carrier is literally another species. And I'm just seeing this cult. And you're involved because behind the scenes, behind the curtain, okay, we're in Wizard of Oz. This is like, what's his name? The wizard? Okay? And it's deep and dark because Nazi came out. And know you a God even when they say you ain't. Kendrick Lamar. Going up your rank. Know you a God even when they say you ain't. Because knowing your power is important, because it's constantly trying to be possessed. Okay, we have this healer card here, and a species trying to dominate another species. Something is coming. It's very important to remember what's happening out there, okay? The big picture, the boom, what's really going on or projecting to be going on, because it's all a play, it's all a projection show, okay? Theatrical. Because in actuality, we are imagining all of this. It is so simple and easy to lie and manipulate to someone vulnerable and naive, to someone that is nefarious and Machiavelli. There's an evil, insidious, okay, predator. And it's not all men, all masculine, it's not like that, but it is a masculine energy. And it's trying to control and dominate the world right now. Not today, Satan. Something is coming. Now, some of the, channels are about, what's going on globally. So I want to connect the dots and how this is affecting you internally, 1414. Because there's a timeline jump, okay? When I say that, it's like you start manifesting thoughts. Your day-to-day thoughts are manifesting day-to-day. So you just keep coming through these tests, these portals. I want one more. Okay. So there's a need to remember to laugh and to take things with a grain of salt, and also be open to the dramatic shifts and changes that are happening, because you weren't taught reality. you weren't taught that there's an inner earth and there's a lot going on, and you know, this is multidimensional and metaphysical and supernatural. You were told that this is limited, barbaric, unsafe. You know, I'm just seeing women being sold. Okay, so we're going back. Okay, we're time traveling today. This is a time traveling moment, because it's just like, let's remember the strength, okay? I'm just seeing the strength with the Lovers, Ace of Wands, travel, choice. We were talking about something. Okay. Actually, that's right there. See these lovebirds with a snake and the devil. 6:15. Okay, 6:15. The date could be significant. June 16th. Caged. Okay, remember the grid. So you're being lured away from yourself. There is a there is a group of entities that rule and dominate and govern the environment you're in. Okay? And it's designed to attack and to annihilate healers, mystical ones. There's that Ace of Wands. This is the card that was hanging out over here when I pulled that out. So that was reminding me of the journey. Not today, Satan with the devil on the table. Something is coming, damsel. What did you gamble for? What are you going to receive? Okay, so this is very karma energy. Like, I feel justice at the bottom. Karma, okay? It's very karma. It's very literal. When I saw the camel and I saw the water and the emotions going so far back into time, it just really broke down to me that what you're going through psychologically right now is like almost literally hatching a new, it's almost like a new species. Like, you know how snakes shed their skin, but more like, it's more like a mutation. It's more like transmutation. I don't even know what that means. Mutation. Okay, and then I'm kind of seeing merging yourself. You're merging yourself on the path. Okay, there's a desire to go home because you have served on a mission here. 7 of Wands, 7 of Cups, 7, 7. So we have Wands and Cups, the Devil and the Lovers. Okay, I just saw like the devil playing drums on your emotional, like just playing on your emotions. Consistently making bad choices, okay? Going back in the past, 8 of Cups, things you've left behind. Damsel, what's the issue? When you get presented with a lot of options, sometimes you make the wrong choice. You're feeling pressured. 7 of Wands. You do feel like, like personal space. What is this? I thought I was done with this. But it's a, don't freak out, but it's like a demon, you know? It's like a entity. It's in your head, meaning when you project out the imagination of what's happening, because you're that powerful, you're that real, you're that in tune and alignment, that the predators that, like I said, are not like that, they very much so have lured a species. Okay, we're beyond a generation, a race. Like, no, it's an entire species of being. Like, I'm just seeing mermaids, fae, dragons, all the critters and creatures. I'm just seeing the ancestral, even go ethereal or alien. Like, I'm just seeing the different options of species. It's so obvious that it's all connected in some way. And for some reason, you have found yourself in this situation where you're tied up and being tested, okay? This test, though, is like, it's going to expose another door. You're going to go through reality to the next level, into a door that you don't have to return to. It's going to, once you learn it, and it's next level into you. Good chemistry, great vibes, falling for, okay, someone was falling. I literally saw somebody falling. Somebody fell. And it could have been a bar stool. And somebody's into you. Good chemistry, great vibes, positive, upside down on the camel. And the camel was showing me it was feminine energy, mother, matriarch, back to 5 BC, okay? And beyond. Organic, beginning of time. It's like you've given a lot of support to this domineering, controlling energy, okay, for your life, for your existence, for your current time served, because we're in a prism of light, which is exactly what it sounds like. Inside scoop, being watched, okay? Realize and accept basically that we're being watched. Too busy winning. It's important to be focused on success, on the things that are valued, like whatever is valuable to you, truly and deeply. Like, if the world, changed tomorrow, what would be important for you to be involved in and a part of? So attract your reality by taking a chance on a new beginning of wisdom, because this time you're applying all the things you learned. And even though the devil's in the room, threatening, right? Threatening, intimidating, bothered, okay? Even though that's in the room, you're not tripping, because the owl is the wisdom. The wisdom is the healer. The healer is, I am a rare and potent pollinating type of energy. I keep going back to this pollinating because it's beautifying, it's alluring, it's sensational. Your energy is sensational. Whatever you do, I just see somebody straight business, standing in her business suit, public speaking, and whatever is your she-woman, woman king, queen energy, that powerful version of yourself. And even if you're a man and it's the feminine energy that allows you to be vulnerable with yourself and expose yourself to things that are weak or, considered not manly. Snake, right? Shedding the skin. I'm literally seeing humans learning to do what animals do, which we already do, but we just turned off the codes. We can do all that we think and feel and believe, faith, hope, dream. That's all this is a dream. We are literally living in somebody's dream. It's crazy. Exhausted. And we're so doped up. Like, everybody is. There's not very many alert, insane people right now. Self-aware, alert, insane, rational, good decision making, discerning humans. It just seems very brainwashed and mind controlled. And I'm also being told this reading will go a little long because we have some really interesting layers to go down into hell. We're going into hell. Okay, fluoride fell on the floor. Why is that? Because that's one layer blocking you from nirvana. I don't know. Fluoride is blocking you from, clarity, sharpness. Sixth house. What was the sixth house trying to say? Service, health, daily struggle, order, danger, obstructions, attitude towards routine, debts, stepmom, mentors, nutrition, food, and service, work life, karma, accidents, enemies. I'm getting an interesting movie coming through my head right now. Okay? And okay, so layers into Gen Z, 95 to 2009, fluoride, okay, ancestors, and then we got the Baron Trump Marvelous Adventures, okay, because inner earth is important, and acknowledging the totality of reality versus the breadcrumb fake version they fed us, they lulled us to sleep with. They bored us to tears. Do you know how many children I've cut their hair? Teenagers, I don't know. Young kids all the way up to teenagers that cry sometimes at school because of how much they hate being there. They just cry. They hate it so much. It's so stifling. It's so suffocating. It's so torturous, okay? But we decide and we vote and we allow culture to dictate and order and put pressure on our children. So now these kids are growing up with, oh my God, like so much crazy stuff. Like we need to just pause for them for one moment. Like what kind of life is this? Where predators and manipulators and bad people have been dominating and controlling society for a very, 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 very long time. And we have submitted our belief. Okay, I'm just seeing how we surrendered ourselves, okay? Because that's what we do. We want to believe in something powerful and outside of ourselves, right? Which is beautiful, and we should and respect that. But there's something about your power here that's been burnt out of you. You give so much of it that it's just been, man, there's the camel in the desert. You're the camel in the desert. You have the water. You bring the water to the environment that's hot and starving and thirsty. You represent that energy here. And it's important to be on guard and self-aware, aware of your surroundings, of your environment, of what you're agreeing to. Because I'm getting a unraveled message over time of men. I said men, but it could be predatory masculine is important to get that correct, because it's absolutely happening to men too. And in the vessel of a woman, women are absolutely predators, and it's sickening. But the focus here is the individual, because if you can show up for yourself, like I'm just saying Muhammad Ali, what did he say? He said, I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. And that's important to think about, because living free is joy, happiness, peace, right? You choose. Freedom is interesting because it's like we have to pay for it and then it never comes, and then it's really weird. But then if we go like obtain it, it just gets even more weird because people start saying weird stuff about us. So it just seems awkward that the different folks, the ones that are realizing they are different, you know, it's not really possible to hide it in today's time, whether it's part of the genetic, I'm just seeing like the poisoning of people from all the GMOs and pesticides and bad things they have allowed us to consume intentionally. And then I'm just seeing the skies and everything being sprayed, you know, just kind of like a blanket over the sky of fog, where people are popping pills and constantly sick, not nourishing their bodies. No one has time. It's like, what is happening? Okay? Your ancestors are like, wake up. There's clearly a design, okay? This is a design to cause disaster in your life. And you have very important things. I'm just seeing a door. There's a card in here. Okay, there's a card in here for you. I'm seeing this door, and you don't, what am I trying to say? You have a choice. If you're ready, you know, they're like, do you want me to bring this door back later? Okay, 3 cards. Okay, I see that. First breath, beginner's mind, at the bottom there. Let's see what these cards are. Water, magic, and crow. Now, look at the water and look at the magic, because we've been talking about this water being your magic this whole reading. Okay, you bring the water, and we have the crow, which is the truth, the throat chakra. It's very, okay, if you know the truth, you must speak the truth. And if you lie, you believe the delusion. You make a choice. Lying is a choice. If you lie, you go, that's the integrity, okay? You don't have to do nothing actually, but to maintain integrity, it's important to honor yourself by telling the truth. Honor your magic. I'm saying 3, 3, 1, 3. We have 6, 1 here. I just feel 6s and 3s are really important. We had the time of 6:15, or the date, a birthday, June 15th. Choices. What is in this cup? There's just something here. It's a ghost. It's a ghost dog. It's a dog. Oh, these are all dogs. I saw a dead frog today. It's like no one even noticed. No one even noticed. There was a missed opportunity for... Okay, and the frog really represents gender for me, because they can like change gender. So I really get this intelligence download where there's a bit of masculine and feminine within the human vessel coming into balance with both of those energies really amplifies your ability to stay on the timeline you're trying to be on. be on alert, okay? It doesn't mean be panicked, paranoid, rushing, fear, any of that. It actually just means like know what's going on. Pay attention to your surroundings and be very aware of your choices and your integrity. Self-respect, integrity. Eight of Cups. What did you leave behind and why? And when you know that, the wisdom calls you to apply that. Apply what you know. Understand there's a threat here. We have a deer with antlers, and I'm just seeing this man holding a weapon here, a gun. Like, don't shoot. Okay? So you are in survival mode. I really think we need a few more of these. Survival mode. When there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. African proverb. If I hurt your feelings, I do it with pure intentions. I love you, but I love me more. I gotta protect my energy. That is not a crime. Kevin Gates. Censorship. Didn't I see parental advisory sticker? Censorship. Kevin Gates. Hiding who you are won't save you. I saw that twice. And then we have Genesis, the beginning. Right? Because we're going back to the beginning. There's a reset, right? We're resetting. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of the reset. Make sure that you know what your position is on the battlefield, on the war map. I don't know. We're like playing chess, right? So stay safe. Follow your intuition and believe your intuition and tell the truth. There are ancestors, there are matriarchs, there are many, many beings of different species, okay, around and helping with humanity heavy at this time. They're very grateful to be acknowledged, and cooperating with them, working with them, makes them feel of service to humanity and have purpose, whether it's feel or, however you want to perceive that. But it's great. There's gratitude, okay, for showing up and connecting to them authentically and real, okay? So that's what I have for this reading. Thank you so much for watching. That was a mouthful. Everything is linked below. My book available on Amazon. Book a reading with me on my website, and then email me, and please leave a comment. Let me know how this resonated, and I'll see you next time. Bye.